Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll still be working with VMware for the PC, and this time we'll be working with the Windows Media Services. I already have the Windows Media Services role installed on my machine, so we're going to start with creating a publishing point, and I'm just going to go to Start, go to Administrative Tools, and go to Windows Media Services. In the left pane, in our Windows Media Services box, in the left pane, I'm just going to expand my server node. I'm going to be highlighting publishing points. I'll go ahead and right click that. We'll click Add Publishing Point with Wizard in parentheses. The first dialog box we get is just welcome page. We'll go ahead and click next to bypass that. And then the next box we get is the publishing point name. You can name this for whatever your needs are. I'm just going to be naming mine Stream 01. Go ahead and click next. And the next thing we get is the content type. And you can select one of the following options. The first one is encoder, which is a live stream; playlist, which is a mix of files and or live streams that you can combine into a continuous stream. You have the option of one file, which you could use for a broadcast of an archive file, and you also have the option, a content option of files. I'm going to be selecting the one file. Go ahead and click next, and then you get to select your publishing point type. You have two different options. The first one is broadcast publishing point. This is that the clients will share the playback experience. This would be what you would want to use if you were streaming video games or something and you wanted everybody to be able to see the same thing. I'm going to be using the on-demand publishing point, which will give each client a separate experience where they can slow it down or pause it and resume it later, or fast forward through the video. Go ahead and click next. And then the next dialog box we get is it says existing publishing point wizard. This is just letting me know that I already have an existing publishing point, which is the default one. I'm going to go ahead and leave the add a new publishing point checked. We'll go ahead and click next. And then this is where you select the file that you want to stream. I'm just going to click browse, and I'm in the WM pub WM root folder. I'm just going to click on industrial. Go ahead and highlight that. We'll click select file. You can see here that the UNC path in our box is now changed. We'll go ahead and click next. And then the next dialog box we get is for unicast logging. You have the option of yes, enable logging for this publishing point if you want to log the data about clients receiving the content. I'm going to go ahead and click the checkbox for yes, that I do want to enable logging. Go ahead and click next. And this is just a summary page. If everything checks out, we'll go ahead and select next. And then this is just a little screen giving you some more information. It says you have a couple different options at the bottom. After the wizard finishes, you can have it create an announcement file, create a wrapper playlist, or create both a wrapper playlist and an announcement file or web page. And you can see here that it tells us the URL that the stream will be on, and that would be, if if you were streaming something and you wanted a coworker or a friend to watch it from their machine, then you'd have to give them this URL. Just going to go ahead and click finish. You can see here that on the right side of our Windows Media Services snap-in, underneath summary, that it now shows up the stream I just created. Okay, now that we have our stream set up, we're going to be creating an announcement file. And I'm back in the Windows Media Services snap-in, and I'm going to expand the publishing points node, and then I'm going to select the stream 01 that I just created, and then in the right pane I'm going to click the Announce tab up at the top, and then you'll see the Run Unicast Announcement Wizard. Go ahead and click that. The first screen you get is just a little welcome page. We'll go ahead and click Next, bypass this. Then you have the Access the Content dialog box. This is just where you set up the file you're going to be streaming, but I've already done this, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. Go ahead and click Next. And then the next dialog box we get is to save announcement options. We have a couple different options here. The first checkbox is to create a web page with an embedded player and a link to the content. That's what I'm going to be selecting. And the other option is to copy the syntax for embedding a player in a web page to the clipboard. And you could do this if you already had a website that you wanted to add the player into. So we'll go ahead and click Next. And the next option we get is to edit announcement metadata, and this is where you could change things around, put things on there that you wanted the clients to see. This would be displayed during the playback of the content. I'm just going to leave the default values. Go ahead and click Next. And then this is just a little confirmation screen here. I'm going to uncheck the box to test the files. We'll go ahead and click Finish. Now we'll be testing the connection to our stream. I have already went ahead and typed in the web address and went ahead and pressed the enter key to go to it. You can see here that we have access to the publishing point, but we have no video player. I'm gonna go ahead and click the Launch Standalone Windows Media Player. You can see here that nothing happens. The reason for this is that we have to install another feature on our machine, the Desktop Experience feature. To do this, you just go to Server Manager, click on Features in your left pane, and then we'll be clicking on to add features in the right pane, and then go ahead and check the box for Desktop Experience. The next screen we get is just confirmation. We'll go ahead and click Install. After the installation is finished, you'll have to restart your computer, and it will, once you load it back up, your Server Manager will start itself up and finish the installation. Alright, I'm back. I've got the Desktop Experience installed, and once again I'm going to load up the page. Now you can see this time that the embedded player does load up for us with the video playing. And if you launch the standalone launcher, you can see that it pulls up the welcome screen for the Windows Media Player. This concludes the lab for the how-to video for Lab 11.